Sometimes when we factor, we're going to see something that looks like this. A squared minus b squared. We can call this the difference of two squares. And when we have a difference of two squares, they can always be factored the same way. So take a look. We can have a plus b times a minus b. Let's check it and make sure it works. A times a is a squared. A times a negative b is a negative ab. B times a is a positive ab. And positive b times negative b is a negative b squared. Now if you look at this term in the middle, they're going to cancel each other out. Negative ab plus a positive ab is going to cancel out. And we're left with a squared minus b squared. Now let's look at how to do this when numbers are involved. Here we have x squared minus 16. Wait a minute, that doesn't look like the last one. You know what, you're right. The last one looked like this. A squared minus b squared. However, we do have an x squared, just like we had an a squared, and 16 has a square. So there are two numbers that are the same that you can multiply together to get 16. So in this way, it's a lot like our b squared. Does that help? Now, let's look at how to factor it. Again, we start with two binomials. We have an x and we have an x. And we don't have a middle value. So we don't have a value that would be like a 3x or a 4x. So we want two values that multiply together to get a negative 16. And we know that a negative times a positive equals a negative. 4 times 4 equals 16. Therefore, we're going to have a positive 4 and a negative 4. Now, let's FOIL this and see if it checks out. We have x plus 4 times x minus 4. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. When we combine like terms, these two terms will cancel each other, and we're left with x squared minus 16, which is exactly where we started. Let's take a look at another one. Now we can also have y's to be a difference of squares. So here we have y squared minus 25. Let's factor it into two binomials. Y squared becomes y and a y. 25 has factors of 5 times 5, or 5 squared. Positive times a negative equals a negative. We can make this plus 5 and minus 5. We can FOIL it to check our work. Y times y is y squared. Y times negative 5, negative 5y. Positive 5 times y is positive 5y. Positive 5 times a negative 5 is a negative 25. These two terms cancel, and I'm left with y squared minus 25, which is exactly where I started.